Hello class, in this video I want to talk to you quickly about parallel structure. Parallel structure is something that is very important in college academic writing, and if you learn this skill it's going to help you structure papers and make them look better on the sentence level almost immediately. So when things are parallel, right, it means they're lined up next to each other, and in academic writing saying something is parallel is kind of like saying it's in the same format, right? It's in the same style. So the most obvious way that you're going to hear about parallel structure is grammatically, and that's when you have a number of items in a list. And the most common way this gets exhibited is with verbs. So if we look at this sentence, we can see a good example. The primary duties and responsibilities of detectives include, but are not limited to, gathering facts and evidence of crimes, determine the credibility of the witnesses, interview potential witnesses, examine databases, observe suspects, and testifying in court. So two of these things are the same and the rest are not. The way that you want to create a parallel structure in a list is simply to have all the verbs in the same tense. So if you're doing an ing verb like gathering, you're going to make everything with the ing. So we'll change it to determining, interviewing, examining, observing. Now all the verbs are parallel. You're going to see elements or echoes of parallel structure in the big picture of your essays too. So if you think about transitions, typically in a paper you're going to want to have transitions that make sense with each other. First, second, third, that morning, by lunchtime, at dinner. Each of these is using a strategy that is very clear. And again, when we talk about something being parallel in writing, we mean that it's in the same format, it's consistent. And you'll see this in other kinds of papers. So sometimes in a compare-contrast, one pattern that you would establish is if you're comparing life at home and life at work, your point number one for at home, point number one for at work, point number two for at home, point number two for at work. Your reader will recognize the pattern that you're creating, will recognize the parallel structure or the consistency that you are using and building into your essay. So parallel structure is important to think about both on the sentence level and in the big picture of your essay structure.